Hello everyone and welcome back to my reviews of the Santa Claus show on Disney+. In this review, we will be covering the season finale, emphasis on season finale, of the show. So spoilers ahead, you have been warned, and let's just jump right into the review. I know you're probably extremely tired of hearing this at this point, but just like all my other reviews, I will be addressing the nice, which is the stuff I like in the show, the naughty, the stuff that I don't like in the show, and then finally we will be doing our Bernard Watch. And I know what you're probably thinking, a Bernard Watch? But he wasn't in the episode. Like he wasn't anywhere. And while I agree with you, there is some big news that was just announced that we need to address that involves Bernard, and you're gonna want to stick around to know about this news. I promise. So don't click off the video, stay on the video, and stick around for the Bernard Watch, because it's going to be a big deal this week. So like usual, let's start off with the nice. I think this was a good episode, not great, and most of those good moments were character moments, which is something we've gotten very used to with this show, with most of the characters being pretty strong. I'm still finding myself really enjoying Gary whenever he's on screen. I love his back and forth with Scott, and I love that they are finally connecting, and just the fact that his foil hat actually worked against the elves disappearing was just a great moment. Like I've said in my past reviews, I really thought I would get annoyed with Cal at some point in this show. His archetype as like human golden retriever can grow tired very fast, but I really enjoyed him in this episode. I enjoyed when Cal talked and connected with the drones, something 17 Santa would be very proud of because he just didn't understand technology. And also when he put on the Iron Santa suit, I thought it was very sick. I get that only the mask was iron, so it's not really like an Iron Santa suit. That's just what I'm coining it as. And Scott, why wasn't he allowed to wear it? It's not too much. Like I get when he goes down the chimney and might scare these kids, but listen, not all the kids that are waiting for Santa are nice kids. Some of them are naughty kids, and they might need some iron pain in their life. Listen, I'm not endorsing that. It's just an idea. I'm just throwing it out there. And I also love the fact that Cal's entire relationship with Riley just came about from him running into her at school. Like not just like bumping into her, like literally running into her. A school that I should remind you, she no longer attends. And we have already discussed why she does not attend that school and why she transferred in a past review. I also think that Carol had a really solid episode. It is impossible to have a Disney show or Disney movie without the moment of, oh, you think me, myself, all by myself can't take down all of these bad guys? Which is exactly what we got when Carol took down all of the toy soldiers from Santa Claus 2. And also, it was just great to see all the toy soldiers back. I also really enjoyed the little Lost reference in this episode. I don't know if any of you guys noticed, but when La Befana showed back up and all of the smoke, Simon says something along the lines of, "What in the smoke monster?" And then Carol responds back with something along the lines of, "This looks familiar." And the reason she says that is because Elizabeth Mitchell, who plays Carol, also plays Juliet in Lost. And Lost is an ABC show, which is owned by Disney, and Disney Plus is owned by Disney as well. Big surprise. So it all connects. It's all like poetry. It all rhymes. And also, Lost exists in the Santa Claus franchise. That's cool. Overall, the thing that I think this show has done best throughout this entire season is make all the past movies in this franchise better. In my opinion, when you are making a sequel, you have two missions. One, it needs to be able to stand on its own with a great story. And then second, it needs to enhance whatever came before it. So a bad example of this would be something like the Star Wars sequels. The major issues I have with the Star Wars sequels, which obviously you can have whatever opinion you want on the Star Wars sequels, whatever you like, hey, that's great, is the fact that they actively make the past movies worse, especially the original trilogy, which I think is just a very counterproductive way to tell a story. Don't make your best movies in your franchise worse. That's stupid. And the Santa Claus show basically does the opposite of this. Everything in this show enhances the past movies, especially the first one, which is the one you should be trying to enhance because it's the best one. Clearly, the bar for the Santa Claus show was much lower than the Star Wars franchise when they were making the sequel trilogy, so it's not a perfect comparison. But I do think this is a good way to compare and look at ways that you can take your franchise, both past, present, and future. All right, now that I've addressed all the nice, let's go ahead and get in our sleigh and move on over to the naughty. My biggest issue with this episode, which I mentioned in my last review, was what I was afraid was going to be my issue, is that it felt a little anticlimactic. I don't feel like this episode felt rushed or needed to be longer or anything. I just genuinely felt like the story ran out of juice. I talked about this in my live stream, but I really think that having the Yuleverse in the finale could have really improved it. I just think it would have made the stakes feel a lot more dire and also just make the finale feel a lot bigger. It's not like the finale was terrible or anything. I just think that the Yuleverse was the best card this show had to play, and they just played it too early. And lastly, I just feel like Simon's turn just happened way too fast, and while that is realistic because he's not evil, it just felt really cheap and predictable. All right, that's all the naughty I need to address, so let's move on to what everyone actually wants to talk about, the Bernard Watch. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, how is there a Bernard Watch? He wasn't even in the episode. And while that might be true, we might be in for more Bernard very, very soon. If you've heard the news, you now know this show has been renewed for a second season, something I genuinely did not think would happen. Go back, watch the live stream. I look like an idiot now because I'm like, oh, no, there won't be a second season. So we might not have seen the last of Bernard after all. And who knows? Maybe the next season, it's just about Santa and Bernard. That's the whole show. I don't know, why not? But in all honesty, I really think you could go in two different directions for season 2 of this show. The first of these is you go super deep into the lore and you bring back all the legendary figures from the past movies, or you do a buddy cop style show with Santa and Bernard and you let them go on their own adventure. I just think these are the two most fun ways to go forward with this franchise. And if you have any ideas of where you would like season 2 to go, leave them in the comments. I would love to read them. But that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching this review. And also, if you've watched all my other past reviews and all my other Bernard videos in general, thank you so much for watching them. I really, really appreciate it. If you could leave this video a like, that would be awesome. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to hit your bell notifications as well, that would be great. Going forward on this channel, I'm not going to be making as much Santa Claus centered content, mainly because the show is over for right now. Obviously, when the second season comes out, I will be reviewing every episode and talking about the second season, but I hope you can stick around with me and enjoy the different content and different videos I make in the meantime. I'll be taking the next few weeks off making videos because it's the holiday season, and also I just got a full-time job, and as much as I would love for YouTube to be my full-time gig, it's just not, and I have to make money somehow. If you want to support me or you just want to know what I'm up to, you can watch my past videos, you can subscribe to my weekly podcast, The Good Brother Show, or you can follow me on all my social media, which are in the description. Also, I'm going to start a Discord for my channel so we can chat and talk amongst each other, and that will also be in the description. Thank you again so much for watching these past reviews and all my Bernard videos. I really appreciate it, and I will see you for my next video, whatever it is.